Good morning. Exactly 1 year ago, I posted my first video on this channel. That video was about the Brackeys 2022.2 Game Jam and my first Game Jam in general. But since then, I've learned a lot. I've progressed quite a bit in my programming and game dev experience, and I'm generally a whole lot better at making games. Looking back at that first game I made, there was a lot I did wrong with it. A lot of errors, and numerous things I would do differently. But why just think about these improvements? Let's do them. So first up, I originally made this game for a game jam, of course, which means it was based around a theme and I only had a week to make it. The theme was You're Not Alone, which I implemented with a little alien buddy that would follow me around. But let's get into the shortcomings of this game. One of the hardest things about a game jam, of course, is the time limit, but more specifically, getting the scope of the game right. You don't want to make a game that's too easy and have extra time, but on the flip side of that, you don't want to start making a huge game and not finish it. This is definitely what I did with this jam. I had huge plans for the game and I barely pushed anything out at all. So let's get into how I'm going to fix it up. The majority of what I'm going to do is just finish the original idea, to finish up what I couldn't do last time. So let's get into the project. Last time, this is how I left the game. You were in a small little planet/asteroid and you could mine resources, upgrade your tools, and eventually, when you've saved up enough, you could fly away. It was pretty simple, but in my eyes, it had unlimited potential. What if you could fly to other planets, find more resources, and see whole new places? So let's get to working on it. First up, it needed a serious facelift. The art was severely lacking. Like I said earlier, this was at the beginning of my game dev journey, and this was actually my first time working on pixel art. Everything was too lifeless, too dark, too basic. So let's redraw quite literally everything. I started with the main ground tiles, of course. The original ones didn't have enough contrast or depth, so I started by making them lighter and also giving the walls a more pillory shape. This already looked fantastic, and like most things, once I had a little spark of motivation, I flew with it. Next, I redrew the spaceship. It went from a basic, cartoony ship to a sophisticated gem of a vessel. And don't ask about the markings or logos. Anyways, what goes a ship without an interior? So I started drawing, and kept drawing till I was satisfied enough with the work I had put into it. With most of this done, I decided that I was ready to put this back into the engine. I set up a couple of different tile sets and started remaking the planet. Instantly, this looked a world better. I also opted to make an organic floating asteroid thingy instead of the blocky, boring planet from the original version. And man, did it look good. Except for one thing. The lazy attempt that I had made at stars last time were simply not acceptable. So let's redo them. And man, what can I say? It looks so much better. While the game was in this state, I also happened to be on a call with my brother showing off how good it looked when he said something that I completely overlooked. He mentioned that I needed to add shadows, and this was 100% correct. I quickly threw in some shadows, and that made the whole game pop. With those, and some particles, the surface of the asteroid was remarkable. Next up, I wanted to actually add something new in with the ship's interior. This was one major part that I really wanted to get in the original game, but never got around to doing it. So I started designing the interior, and man, it was actually pretty hard. For some reason, I just couldn't get a shape I was really satisfied with. I kept working and reworking till I finally just said it was good enough and went with it. I'm definitely going to keep working on this, and I have some ideas of how to do this, but for now I'm going to live with this and start adding more features. Right now I have the asteroid and the ship, but currently you can't travel between them. So let's get into coding this up. Okay, I got that now into the game, so you can enter and exit your ship with ease. So now let's fill up the ship. In the original build of the game, I just had some tables to empty your pack, recharge your drill, and upgrade your tools. For now, I was going to reuse their functionality and just update some of their sprites. So I went about filling up the ship and putting in the stations. I know, it looks bad right now, but I swear eventually I'll fix it up. Now you could do all of the walks of life. You can enter and exit your ship, mine and upgrade your tools. It was looking and feeling a ways better. Well, sadly, this is where I'm going to end the video for this project. I'm back caught up to a functional state, and next time I can start diving deeper into some of the more different mechanics. I also have my New Engine November series coming up where I try out a bunch of new game engines, so it might be a while before the next video on this project is out. But if you want to stick around for the next one or see what my new series is about, then subscribe so you don't miss it. If you have any ideas or suggestions for this game, then please let me know. If you like this video, then like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't. Or whatever. I'm not your mom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.